Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we've got something really interesting. It's a raw transcript.
Yes, straight from a co-op gaming session. The Division 2.
Exactly. And we're not just looking at the gameplay chatter. Our goal here, our mission, you could say, is to pull out the strategy, the economic thinking.
And just the wild real-world stuff that bubbles up when people are deep in a game.
It's like this microcosm of decision-making under pressure.
Totally. I mean, they're juggling in-game threats, resources, all that, but also, life stuff intrudes. We're going to see everything from network problems to, well, 80s candy.
I'd have to start where they did, though, with that technical glitch.
Oh, the Office Xbox nightmare.
Yeah, our source listener trying to play Forza, of all things, with his son, and the connection just kept cycling. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
That's the worst. And they'd already replaced the cable, right?
Yep. The standard fix didn't work, which is when things get kind of funny.
That's when the wild speculation starts, doesn't it? Like when the logical steps fail.
Right. They started asking, okay, could it be the ham radio stuff? Still in the boxes, mind you.
Yeah, like dormant radio waves are scrambling the network. Or maybe they needed a network diviner.
I loved the escalation. The joke about it being something totally thermonuclear in the house, messing things up.
Which then, somehow, leads directly to a health update.
Such a bizarre conversational leap. But yeah, one player just chimes in, hey, got my blood work back, I'm good.
No nuclear wasting your blood, that was the quote, right?
That was it. A huge relief, obviously, that the Wi-Fi issues weren't, indicating some kind of radioactive poisoning.
Always good to rule that out early.
Valuable context indeed. And speaking of weird pivots, this is maybe the sharpest turn in the whole transcript.
The Beavers.
The Beavers in Georgia.
Yeah.
They go from network diagnostics and blood tests straight into this, surprisingly detailed history lesson.
It's not just trivia, though, is it? It actually ties back to resource management, which is kind of the theme here.
Yeah, they talked about how beavers were brought in, for pelts, for protein.
A valuable resource initially.
But then the economy shifted. Cotton became king down there.
Right, and the bottom just fell out of the beaver pelt market. Demand gone.
But the beavers were already established. They stuck around.
Leading to what they call the beaver epidemic, and now it's open season on them.
Yeah, it's this strange echo of, an old economic decision causing a modern ecological issue.
Resource management problems across generations. It's wild.
It really is. And that idea of resource management, it brings us neatly to the next bit. While waiting for a mission, they immediately switch gears to pure game economics.
Analyzing the Rainbow Six Siege event pass that was running in Division 2.
And the key thing here, they'd already finished the free track. One player says, gotten everything that I can without paying.
So the question becomes purely, is the paid track worth the premium currency?
It costs 1,000 credits, and what do you get? Mostly apparel items.
Plus, 1 exotic cache and a weapons can.
Okay, now, 1,000 credits for a guaranteed exotic. That seems like it might be worth it for a serious player, doesn't it? Exotics are top-tier gear.
You'd think so. But this is where their sort of high-level calculation comes in. They decided, no, not worth it.
Really? Why?
The value wasn't there. That 1 exotic cache, plus some cosmetics they didn't seem too thrilled about, it just didn't justify spending those 1,000 credits.
So basically, the marginal utility was too low.
Exactly. They explicitly said there was no incentive to grind more XP once the free stuff was done. It's efficient thinking. Maybe a bit ruthless, but efficient. Time versus reward.
That makes sense. Okay, so economics settled. They then get down to planning the actual gameplay for the session, coordinating objectives.
And they're juggling multiple things at once. You've got the main invaded missions, Manha, Camp White Oak, the harder versions of regular missions.
Right. Tougher enemies, Black Tusk usually.
Yeah.
Then there were the timed event goals, the DJ Pickle challenges.
Yes, specific missions for that event. Jefferson Trade Center, Space Admin HQ, Bank Headquarters.
And the third layer, the Rogue Gold objectives, tied to one specific mission.
That's right, linked to the Capitol building mission. So they're really trying to optimize their time, hit multiple reward tracks simultaneously. It's not just casual play.
Definitely strategic. Which brings us to the actual fighting, the combat.
And it sounds like some of it was pretty tough. Camp White Oak specifically they called a bit of a slog.
It involved a lot of falling back. You know that feeling? Pinned down, overwhelmed.
And you can see why, looking at the enemy types, they were dealing with striker drones, defender drones, fireflies, those annoying flying ones.
Plus stinger hives, the Black Tusk heavies.
Yeah.
It's a complex mix. You can't just stand there and shoot.
No, you have to prioritize threats,
Yep.
manage the different mechanics, and the mission objectives weren't simple either.
Like bank headquarters, it wasn't just clear the room. They had to find access codes.
Rescue President Ellis, who was apparently hanging out near the vault or data center.
And the escape plan. Literally punch through a maintenance tunnel wall.
Very action movie. Then the Capitol building, that sounded even more complex.
Yeah, recovering Ellis's briefcase from near the crashed Air Force One.
So before extraction could happen, they had to deal with the anti-air missiles, the SAMs.
Right, clear those guidance trailers on the east front, otherwise the chopper couldn't land. That requires coordination.
Definitely. And Space Admin HQ, too, involved fiddling with systems, reconnecting satellite networks at NOAA, adjusting dishes, grabbing a transmitter. It's not just shooting.
It really highlights that success demands both gun skill and system understanding, which, okay, brings us to maybe the most intricate mechanical deep dive here.
The spiced up skill modifier.
Yes. This is the real aha moment, I think, for anyone thinking about optimization. One player was leveling this up. Explain this thing, because it sounds completely backwards at first.
It really does. Okay, so you activate spiced up, and it immediately strips away all your armor.
Wait, what? All of it? You're totally vulnerable?
Completely. And for the whole time it's active, you can't aim down sights. You're hip firing only. High risk.
Okay, so what's the reward? Why would anyone do that? You're basically made of glass.
The reward is insane efficiency if you can stay aggressive. Every successful hit stacks a weapon damage bonus. Continuously.
Stacking damage. Okay.
Plus, each hit recovers 1% of your health. So hitting things literally keeps you alive. Offense is defense.
Interesting. Constant pressure required.
And it boosts other things too. Health, movement speed, and crucially up to a 70% faster reload speed. You become this incredibly fast, high damage, glass cannon that has to keep attacking.
Wow. That's a really complex trade-off. And they actually saw the results in the stats afterwards, right? This is the part I found counterintuitive.
Yeah, the post-mission breakdown. One player did way less total damage, like only a third of the other player's total.
Right. My first instinct would be, okay, the high-damage player was carrying the team.
But they actually called the low-damage player the far more efficient killer, because that player got 2 more kills.
Okay, help me square that. Fewer points of damage, but more kills equals more efficient. How does that work?
It's about what you're damaging and how quickly you're eliminating threats. Raw damage can get padded out by just shooting bullet sponge enemies, you know? Big heavies that take forever to go down.
Right, emptying clips into one big target.
Whereas the efficient killer is likely taking out the high-priority, lower health targets faster. The medics, the drone operators, the flankers, the ones causing the real problem.
I see. So it's about target prioritization and speed of elimination, not just total numbers. Maybe leveraging that spiced up speed and stacking damage effectively.
Exactly. Optimization over brute force. And the stats backed it up. 2/3 of that efficient player's damage came from skills, not just their gun.
Wow. So mastering the system, the build synergy, was way more important than just having the biggest gun.
Infinitely more, it seems. It's a great illustration of that principle.
That really is a golden takeaway.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting from pure mechanics.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the social glue holding this all together, the banter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely essential, especially during those tough missions, the slogs. You need that release.
Like the running joke about the enemy helicopters, calling them corpse buses.
It's morbidly funny, right? But that shared dark humor is probably what gets you through something like Camp White Oak. Keeps morale up.
They even had a full-on pop culture debate mid-session.
Grease 2 versus Grease 1.
Seriously.
Yeah.
One player passionately arguing for Grease 2, specifically praising the Cycle song.
You just never know what's going to come up, do you? Tactical firefight 1 minute, obscure movie, musical appreciation the next.
It really shows how these interactions build the team bond, sustain the effort. It's the human layer.
Totally. And on the reward side, they did get the DJ Tickle backpack from those challenges.
So in classic gamer fashion, there was a bit of disappointment noted.
Yeah, the red and gray versions were basically the same model, just a palette swap of an older anniversary backpack. Minimum effort design.
Always a little bit of a letdown. Okay, so they finish the missions, they get the loot, and the deep dive ends with their final ritual.
The all-important gear sorting. Cannot skip gear sorting.
Even after a big mission like Capitol building, they take the time, check the stats, decide what's an upgrade, what gets dismantled for parts.
It's part the loop. Gotta optimize the inventory before logging off.
And right at the very end, as they're wrapping up, we get one last, just perfectly relatable tangent.
The nerds candy thing?
Yes. The disappointment that nerds don't come in those little cardboard boxes anymore.
Right. They were reminiscing about the boxes and how the new individual plastic bags are just lame.
It's such a perfect ending note. High stakes, virtual combat, and strategy, colliding head-on with nostalgia for childhood candy packaging.
It sums up the whole experience, doesn't it? The mundane and the extraordinary all mixed together.
So, pulling this all together for you, the listener,
Mm.
what we see here is that this seemingly casual gaming chatter is actually incredibly dense. It's packed with strategic thought, economic calculations, real-time problem solving.
And that crucial social element that makes teamwork possible. It's a complex system these players are navigating, both in the game and just in coordinating their session.
And the source really underscores that mastery often involves taking calculated risks for greater efficiency. Think about that spiced up talent again.
Right? Stripping away your defense, your armor, seems crazy, but the payoff is potentially huge in terms of damage output and speed if you can execute. It's a high-risk, high-reward play.
So, the final thought for you to take away. If success in a complex system like the Division 2 can hinge on embracing a calculated risk, like that, shedding armor for speed and damage, what's the equivalent risk you might be avoiding right now?
Yeah, what's the spiced-up move in your own field? Maybe it's a tricky negotiation you've been putting off, learning a challenging new skill, taking on that leadership role that feels slightly out of reach. What calculated risk could unlock your next level of performance or efficiency?
Something to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
We'll see you next time.